もう少しなんです。これさえクリアできれば一気に解決に結びつきます。
Number 20, Tanica Aliens boss, Gantz. In a posthumous game of cops and robbers with bloodthirsty aliens, encountering grisly critters is an expected work hazard. But this one flies well above the others, and not just because of its wings. I don't call this humanoid bird monster the boss for nothing. Compared to the other Tanica aliens, he's bigger, he's better, and he's got a killer peck to prove it. But while he's certainly an expert at taking his enemies for a lethal flight, he's plenty menacing even before he spreads his wings. Thanks to an enhanced intellect, this thing's at the top of the food chain in more ways than one. Number 19, Demon, Ranking of Kings. This devil behind the scenes has a positively killer track record in the wish-granting department, and is single-handedly responsible for doling out some of the strongest abilities in the kingdom. Unfortunately, he also never fails to collect his debts. But that hasn't stopped the simply named Demon from tempting the likes of Miranjo and Boss. Suffice to say, it didn't turn out very well for them. To be fair, he looked much more innocent in his youth, since he hadn't granted enough wishes to completely turn into his monstrous form.
僕はね、人の願いを叶えるたびに醜い怪物になっていくんだって。
Nowadays though, the glowing yellow eyes and sinister smile are a literal sign that this genie is better left in his lamp. Number 18, Knockers, To Your Eternity. There's few things as threatening as an adversary with no regard for their own safety. Enter the Knockers. Named so because they knock on the proverbial doors of paradise, granting them entry means they fight tooth, nail, and root to stop Fushi from saving the world. To do so, they become something of a new age invasion of the body snatchers, completely overtaking anything they come into contact with, dead or alive. If the mindless stares weren't bad enough, they also take on the appearance of their environment. Number 17, Jorumo Doro. Don't let her initial appearance fool you. This seemingly innocent woman is a spider ghoul, and not a very friendly one. This monster feasts on human flesh to sustain herself, but she's no straight vampire. Instead, her true form is a scaly, terrifying blend of humanoid features and arachnid body parts that's enough to send even the bravest warriors running for their lives. If the horrifying appearance doesn't stun them, her sticky thread-like appendages certainly will. And then it's dinner time. She might take momentary mercy on Yashiro, but the same can't be said for anyone else unlucky enough to get caught in her web. Number 16, the Bunnies Blood Sea. They may not come out of a top hat, but they've certainly got a rabbit's appetite. These ancient creatures follow their singular instinct to feed, and predictably, humans are their favorite desserts. When Saya tries to flip the table and slice and dice them into the first course, it only succeeds in helping them multiply, allowing them to get their revenge by feasting a town's population down to zero, finding increasingly perverse methods to spice up each dish of innocent life.
Why are they doing this to us?
Even worse, each bunny comes with built-in moldable hands that make for the perfect silverware when going on a massacre. Number 15, Gastria, Black Bullets. Evil parasites? Check. Enemy to all of mankind? Check. Gross disfigurations? Also check. This is all pretty standard fare for terrifying anime monsters, but their undisputed track record makes them a clear apex predator. The Gastria are basically unanimous winners in the fight for Earth, and succeed in reducing the human population by 90%. It helps that humanity ends up fighting itself, since the creature's bodily fluids turn them into more Gastria. After a hard day's work conquering the planet, the monsters are content to continue slithering, crawling, nor stomping around in search of the remaining pockets of civilization. It's clear this threat won't be squashed anytime soon, especially since some Gastria come in jumbo size. Number 14, Caban, Cabanary of the Iron Fortress. More of an infection than a curse, there's no antidote or holy water that can save anyone bitten by one of these undead beasts. Once infected, their veins glow gold, their skin gets grey, and they get oh so rabid. The only saving grace is their distinct lack of intelligence or motor skills, but they heavily compensate for that through sheer numbers and a voracious appetite. Overland travel may have evolved leaps and bounds to compensate, but that's hardly compensation when you're looking down an oncoming tidal wave of Caban. Number 13, Giant Insects, the Island of Giant Insects. Even the worst 3D animation in the world can't disguise how nauseating these things are. It's hard to call these creatures nuanced in any way. They're just overgrown insects native to a forgotten island, with a terrible habit of killing and draining the juices out of the unfortunate gaggle of adolescents who find themselves washed up on its shores. From butterflies to wasps to larvae, every one of these oversized bugs will make your stomach flip. Mother Nature clearly made a mistake here, so will someone please hurry up and flamethrower the whole place down, please? Number 12, Akuma, D. Greyman. The most chilling part of these adversaries is that they're born from the one thing humans can never escape: grief. When a mortal calls upon a loved one's departed soul, the Earl happily fulfills their wish, and then proceeds to trap it in the summoner's body. Powered by dark matter and a burning hatred for humanity, the Akuma live, if you can even call it that, to serve the Earl's will and nothing more. Growing more powerful with each new kill, these souls were better off dead. Number 11, Shinigami, Death Notes. They may use human souls to extend their lives, but that's not the primary reason these Grim Reapers crack open the titular note anymore. Instead, they take lives as a simple cure for boredom. Having lived so long they've forgotten what their true purpose is, the only enjoyment the Shinigami find anymore is meddling with human affairs. Their striking designs are each uniquely disturbing, but the cavalier attitude's where the real menace comes from. After all, there's nothing stopping them from scribbling the names of everyone left on Earth should the whim strike them. The only thing more terrifying than an all-powerful demon is one in desperate need of some entertainment.
リュウク
Number 10. Yoma Claymore. Lock the doors, hide the kids. It won't matter since this monster could just as well be sharing your bed. The greyish true forms of the ravenous hungry Yoma are certainly worthy of a few screams of terror. But what's even worse is they don't need it to sniff out their victims. Instead, they stalk their prey by shape-shifting into them.
I know that your kind never refers to themselves as claymores.
Well, thank you.
I'll be sure to remember that for the next time.
An epidemic of flesh-eaters is bad enough, but when the paranoia of mimicry settles in, it's clear why these Yoma have their due pickings on any village they want.
You'll die if you stay!
The fact that only half Yoma hybrids called Claymores can even hope to compete with them is reason enough to stay clear. Number 9. Angels. Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's 20-ish cherubic beasts versus the full strength of the government and a handful of Ava units. How bad could the odds possibly be? Turns out the answer is pretty dang bad.
ああ、間違いない。人だ。
As expected, these holy invaders are far from angelic, evident by their appearance alone. The disturbingly experimental visual style, near unbreakable force fields, and unique perspective on how to best wreck humanity makes each and every angel an absolute horror to contend with.
新種の使徒マギは判断を保留しています。こんな時に怒り司令はいないのよね。
When you find a way to make the Ava unit seem tame by comparison, you know you're doing something right. Number 8. Chimera Ants. Hunter Hunter. They say you are what you eat, but the insectoid queen of this pest army takes the idiom a bit too literally. She transfers the attributes of her last meal to the next generation of eggs, which poses a problem to humanity when her diet consists of mortals and Nen users. It ensures each new era of Chimera Ants are specifically crafted with fresh abilities to devastate Gon and the others with. Chief among their clan is Meruem, who dethroned the queen, took down the Hunter Association president, and single-handedly proved that the Chimera Ants can deliver more than just a few bug bites. Yep, this king more than earned his crown. Number 7. Parasites. Parasite the Maxim. As soon as these slimy infestites procure a host, they develop the instinct to devour others of that species, which feels like overkill on top of an alien invasion. It's telling that their biggest weakness is their reliance on the mortal body, which is capable of falling to normal disease and wounds. If anything can get close enough, that is. They blend into the crowd easily enough, but also come equipped with amazing reflexes and the ability to make their appendages as rubbery as elastic or as hard as steel. Basically, fighting them is kind of useless. Unless some of the parasites have a change of heart like Miji, these guys are here to stay.
それって効果あるわけ？ずば抜けたスピードと動体視力があるね。
Number 6. Nago Nokami. Princess Mononoke. In just the opening moments of this legendary Studio Ghibli film, they spirited away any preconceptions that this was going to be a light-hearted journey. When the boar demon attacks the village, it's wearing a coat of cursed worms that looks straight out of a children's nightmare. The fluid animation further highlights the deeply uncomfortable, spider-like movements, a feeling that only grows as they disperse to reveal the furry monstrosity beneath. Turns out the once benevolent boar was corrupted by and succumbed to the manifestation of his hatred, and it is not a pretty sight.
Go back! Please! Leave our village alone! Stop, please!
Number 5. Cybernetic Fish. Yo, Tokyo Fish Attack. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, these sea creatures decided to vacation on land. Thanks to cybernetic enhancements from a failed wartime experiment, these sea creatures are able to take a bite out of more than the usual fisherman and swimmer diet. There's just something about a shark being able to chase someone up the stairs that adds an unprecedented sense of danger to creatures that had always had an easily exploitable weakness. Which is made all the worse when they start further mutating into all kinds of hybrid abominations. Number 4. Gauna, Knights of Sidonia. How do you hope to compete with an alien that has shape-shifting skin defending a near impenetrable core? The answer is, you don't. Completely irrational beyond their instinct to destroy, the hostile Gauna won the war, for all intents and purposes, by wholly overwhelming Earth. Competing with their destructive capabilities in the final frontier is all the more tense given the fact they've already decimated humanity's home once before. Ever-evolving, incredibly powerful, and notoriously hard to kill, these aliens aren't just terrifying to humans, but the entire universe. Number 3. Terraformers. Terraformers. Much like how humans hate cockroaches, these Martians have an unfortunate disposition to humanity. While these humanoid bugs haven't been kicking around the cosmic calendar for as long as humans, their enhanced strength gives them an immediate advantage, not to mention their apex body that doesn't feel pain or exhaustion. And in true roach fashion, they have devastating numbers, meaning this infestation is here for the long haul. Number 2. Titans. Attack on Titan. Boasting unreal size, strength, and menace, this race of giant monsters have left the remnants of humanity cowering behind the walls for survival. The humans regurgitate, eat some more, and continue the process with no signs of mercy, reason, or intelligence. They're an utterly unparalleled threat to civilization, and that's before even mentioning the terrifying variants like the Colossal, Armored, and Beast Titan. Decades of enduring their insatiable bloodlust begs the question, what's worse, getting killed by a Titan or living in a world run by them? Number 1. The Godhand, Berserk. Even in an anime infamous for its cruel and unforgiving characters, nothing comes anywhere close to what these demon sovereigns unleash. As the masters of the apostles, the Godhand are responsible for some of the greatest cataclysms in human history, and there's no indication they'll change their wicked ways anytime soon.
And the bayonet in your possession is not just any bayonet.
Their most recent exploits in the series include tempting Griffith, sacrificing most of the band of the Hawk, and setting into motion Guts' bloody crusade for revenge. Anything that can take revelry in something as twisted as the Eclipse are the very epitome of revulsion and terror. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.